Worship Lounge, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Here's a question from Jocelyn. Sent me your link was your question was a link to Fox News slideshow entertainment page on Chuck Norris. Thank you very much. I'm appreciative. Here's another question from Jan Seidel. Where is Brenton Brown's home church? Right now, our home church is in our home. We meet in the informal little home church out in the bush, a little bit like farming churches. They look different to other churches. There's definitely a lot of humanity in there. I take up about 80% of that. My name is Al Manuel, and I'm a worship leader in a vineyard in Lima. And we sing your songs in Spanish. So we need permission for that. Do we need permission to sing the 2010 UCD songs? You're a blessing. Take care. Thanks, Manuel. No, you do not need permission. My only request is that that the lyrics stay roughly true in your language, which I assume is Spanish. But I'm delighted that you're translating. God bless you. I know it's a difficult task. And you have a double challenge. You've got to make the words sing in another language as well as stay true to their original meaning. May God bless you as you do that. Alright, here's another one. Here's a question from France. I'm pretty sure. No, this is France, my buddy. Francey, how's it going? France and I grew up together in Cape Town, South Africa. He was devoted to the Lord long before I was, and was quite encouraging and inspiring. France is a pastor at a church in South Africa, which is a church filled with many different cultures and ethnicities, languages. And his question is this: how do you write songs for a multi-ethnic audience with diverse musical tastes? Man, this is a difficult challenge, but I certainly think it's one worth pursuing. I know when I was in England, church planting speak, like the experts in planting churches. It's like, find people like you and plant a church with them. In South Africa, that was called apartheid. But it's true. In South Africa, if you did that, no one would hang out. And the problems that were so deeply entrenched in our political system and in our social system, even today, would never be solved. So, and in fact, if you want to go real deep, one of Jesus' ministries was the ministry of reconciliation. Not only was he reconciling us to the Lord, but he was reconciling us to one another. So it's actually, this is a task worth pursuing. Here's the cool thing. It's not easy, but the cool thing is that the truth can be communicated simply. And Jesus, in whom all wisdom and knowledge is hidden, communicated the truth of his kingdom through stories, often about simple people and simple stories, farmers, fishermen. These are simple stories based in his community. It is entirely possible to communicate the truth using simple words and simple stories. In fact, very often, this is the most powerful way to communicate truth. So that's a good start. And in fact, when I attended a very similar church to that one, when we wrote songs, we kept them pretty simple. Now, obviously, this is something that you're going to attempt to do in this particular situation. If you've got a small home group of PhDs meeting in Oxford, maybe you can try something else. But the simpler the song, obviously the easier it is to translate. And very often I've seen the most successful, if I can use that word, times of worship in these circumstances are when simple songs are sung in one language and then sung, translated in another language, and then perhaps even in a third or fourth language. And in fact, the community that rises out of that and the sense of brotherhood and family is so inspiring and so awesome that it leads us to God's presence. And in fact, it's just another way of experiencing the kingdom of God on earth. It's not easy, but you can write simple songs that are good. Simple and bad is also pretty easy, but simple and good is what you want to go for. bless you.